So anyway, that's your 2 hours and 13 minutes of pistachio pop and Coke drinking, not shaven, bed hair, video game obsession. On balance, they've changed my life without question. Without question, they made me an infinitely better pilot. I spent a lot of time in all different kinds of airplanes. The reason I was able to go down there and hit the carrier and not break the carrier or the airplane, bolter, fourth wire, with the realism set on full, was because I'd done it hundreds of times on the PC. I'd done it hundreds of times. And I knew what the sight picture was, and I knew that you're not going to change, the angle of attack approach is not something I've ever flown before as a general aviation pilot. But yeah, airspeed management and energy, the relationship between altitude and energy. I'm going to burn some altitude to keep up the flying speed, that kind of thing. I learned all that from flight sims. I spent enough time in a 737 flight sim so that I have absolutely no confidence, absolutely no doubt, I should say, at all, none, that I could land a 737, 757 if the situation called for it. None. I have no doubt that I could do that. I know that's 1,000 hours in an instrument rating in the real world as well, but nevertheless, there it is. So there's that. I think the first-person shooters took me to worlds that I was just completely fascinated with and gave me experiences I could never have. Just the scenery and stuff and things like Doom and Quake and all that stuff. And then the realistic, really super realistic sims. There have been moments in Operation Flashpoint or some of the other ones where I'm lying in the grass and there's like an RPG. I'm sorry, not an RPG. APC, Armored Personnel Carrier, goes by and stops there, and it's like, or you're playing Ghost Recon or something, and you're lying there in the dark, and you see these guys through your scopes, and they're coming like right past you. There's a scene in one of these games. What is it? Is it Medal of Honor? Which I have. It's a scene where you're at it's a Chernobyl sniper screen game with the British sniper and the Scottish commander, and you're in this field and you see this patrol coming. You got to lie down, and I always lie down right in front of a tree, and people walk right past you, and if you start shooting at them, you're going to die. You just got to sit there and hold your breath and hope they don't step on you. That is terrifying, just terrifying. Yeah, it's been great, and as I said before, I consider myself to be not only charmed but blessed, because I don't think if I'd been born 3 years earlier or later it would have been quite as good. I was born at precisely the right age where I had a normal outdoor childhood, playing with model airplanes and flying them around the neighborhood, and right around age 13 or 14 I started to play that computer game without a monitor and play that first Star Trek game, and then over time I got older and I got to watch the graphics get better. I got to watch computers get faster and faster and cheaper and all that stuff. It was really the golden age. I couldn't have timed it better if I wanted to. I was there at the beginning of the video game age, and if we don't stop spending money and destroying this culture as fast as we can, I'll get to see the end of it too, which is not something I'm terribly fond of. So anyway, it's a fun diversion tonight. I like these theme shows, and we should do another one. I think we'll do a flying one. That'd be an awful lot of fun. I get religion when I start talking about airplanes. And there's probably a bunch of other things we can do as theme shows as well. But anyway, I think we'll call that the end of the Stratosphere Lounge episode 66, the video game episode extravaganza. By the way, you will be pleased to know that missing episode 60, the Common Sense Resistant episode, over the period of the last couple of weeks has in fact been downloaded. I've edited out the Beach Boys theme song and just used the lyrics because I played it during the show and then I realized it'll get me a violation on YouTube, which I really don't want to have. So I will upload that in the next day or two. So that's ready to go. Anyway, episode 65, the video game edition, now comes to a startling conclusion. You've managed to defeat the boss at the end of the top level. Pretty damn disappointing, wasn't it? Yeah, I felt so too. But thanks for all the ideas. Thanks for all the fun. And especially thank you for all the suggestions. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys, especially that space game. Sounds terrific. As soon as I get this thing signed off, I'll go over and take a look. And if you never see me again and there's no more Afterburner videos or Stratosphere Lounges or firewalls or any of that stuff, trifectas, you know who to blame. Anyway, thanks, guys. It was really a lot of fun. And we'll do another theme show in the future. Until then, take cover and respawn camp.